Hi there guys, welcome to Living Alchemists. My name is Vlad, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about the flow state and how to achieve it. Now, as we all know, being in a state of flow is something that we all want to experience and we all want to have more of, really, because it is a magical state. And so in the last couple of months or so, I've arrived to some new conclusions about how to be more in this state of flow, how to achieve it, and I'm gonna share these experiences with you, and I would like you to put them to use, and then let me know in the comments below what you think of them and how they help you. So as I said, the flow state is something which is really a magical state to be in, because it allows us to get our things done, our day-to-day things done, as well as it allows us to move towards our goals, really our biggest goals in life. And so when you get into this state of flow, you've managed to remove the obstacles that block you from getting to your goal. I'm referring mainly to the mental obstacles. Of course, there are physical obstacles as well, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to focus on the mental obstacles and how to reduce them and how to get rid of them. Now, for us to experience more of this flow state and to experience it more consistently, mainly comes down to doing one thing, and that one thing can be subdivided into 3, 4, 5 different parts. And this one thing that I'm talking about is the ability to control our emotions. Now, when we learn how to control our emotions, we learn how to go with the flow. We learn how to follow our inner guidance more. It helps us in our relationships. It helps us with managing and earning money. It helps us in pretty much any area of our lives. And the way I see it is that one of the main reasons for having so much issues on the planet, be it collectively or individually, is this lack of understanding of how to control our emotions. Because let's face it, as human beings, we are here to experience emotions, not to run away from them and not to use them excessively, but to, as I said, to gain a deep understanding about our emotions and also about our mental state, and then to learn to coordinate both of them. You see, when I experience flow, I feel super confident within myself. I'm at ease with putting one foot in front of the other and moving towards my goal. I feel that I'm on my purpose. I'm connected to my emotions and to my mental state. And you see, there are so many ways of describing this flow state, and they're all equally true. Actually, any sort of way of describing yourself and the reality around you is just as valid, is just as real. It all depends on how you perceive things. So yeah, coming back to how to recognize this flow state. Now, because I like to be specific with my examples, and because I believe that helps the viewers, think of it this way. Think of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis where you are totally relaxed. It could be things like when you read a book, or maybe you sit in front of your computer and you watch something and you're chilled about it, you're relaxed. Maybe you cook a meal or something like that, or have a conversation with a friend. So we normally feel very relaxed when we're in those situations, and to me that is being in a state of flow. So what happens now is that when we move towards something that has a greater challenge, we normally tense up. And so this is where your awareness comes in, because you got to be aware of what is happening within you and also around you, so that you can change the things that don't work for you. So I've come up with this practice where I simply recognize when I'm in a flow state aka when I'm relaxed and things just move forward with when I move forward with ease. And so I make sure that I hold on to that state. I remain in that state as I move towards a greater challenge. It doesn't have to be the greatest challenge, but just something that involves more concentration or more emotional and mental investment compared to the first examples that I gave you. Gaining control over our emotions implies that we need to let go of the control over our emotions, which is of course a paradox, but that's really how it works. So the more we let go of the need for control, the more control we have. And I'm sure that some of you watching this recognize this, you've experienced it, and others may not recognize it, but just be aware of this and remember that this is a paradox, and it is very, very true. I've experienced it myself, and I've heard so many other people saying it, that again, the more we let go of control, the more control we gain. That higher level of control that we gain as a result of letting go comes from, I believe, from a higher force. Okay, you could call it the higher self, you refer to it as the universe, whatever you want to call it, God, but it is just something which is greater than us as human beings. Okay, some people refer to it as diving into the unknown, or being divine and things like that. So again, we want to let go of the small-mindedness of what it's like to be a human being, and so that we can tap into something greater than us. And that will definitely get us into a state of flow. See, when I'm shooting these videos, I feel that I'm in a pretty good state of flow, even though I have to do a few different takes on them. But again, I'm fine with that. See, I don't demand of myself to make the best videos, and or to make one video in one straight take, for example. So I'm happy with letting things flow and experimenting with different ways of doing things. So I'm at ease with things not turning out exactly the way I want them to, because I just know that sooner or later I will get them done. I will get the result that I want. And that's also part of being in a flow state. You see, it's, again, we come back to that reality, not just the notion. It's a reality of letting go of control. And because I use practical ways of doing things, and I'm sure that you do too, I'm gonna give you another super practical example that you can apply right after watching this video. And here it is. Say you've got 2-3 things or more lined up during the day, okay? And make sure that those are things that you actually enjoy doing. It could be like everyday things like reading a book, or making a drawing, or meeting with a friend, or maybe I don't know, being creative in some way. Just make sure you enjoy doing them. And so you don't need to decide on the order of doing those things. Just pick one and go with it, and then do it. Let go of the other 2 things that you've got lined up, and make the most of that one thing that you started working on, and see how far you can go with it. How far can you stretch that practice or that activity? Again, forget about the other 2 things. They are there. The other 2 practices, or 3, that you've got lined up, that they are waiting for you to experience at some point during the day. Focus on that one thing that you first picked. And so when you're in a state of flow doing things, time flies, and you forget about space and time, and that's amazing. That's part of the magic. And so after like half an hour, something like that, you are then ready to move on to something else. So you let go of that first thing that you started doing and you move on to practice number 2. And you apply the same mindset to that second practice. See how far can you go with it. Be focused on that one thing, knowing that you've already done something that you enjoyed and you've already experienced the flow state of that day. So there's no need, again, this is, there's no need for controlling the things that you do as much. So whatever way you apply to let go of control will help you to achieve the flow state. Okay, because that flow state is linked to this mindset, this reality of letting go. Okay, and then you move on later during the day. You move on to practice number 3, and by then you've already done things that you enjoy doing, and you've already experienced the flow state. So you don't have that pressure on yourself of doing the final thing. Even though you could do it, you have the choice of doing it. See, that's another part of the magic. You can now choose to do the things that you intend to do. Okay, or if you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, because again, it's you've built up a certain trust that you do the things that you enjoy, and that reality will present you with evidence of that flow state that you can embody more of. Okay guys, so this has been my video on the flow state and how to get more of it. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with as many other people as you can. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, stay aware and keep expanding. Bye.